we exited the webinar, and then we went immediately to our team meeting because of the two virtual assistants that were on the call. Now, these two young ladies live in the Philippines. Neither of them have ever traveled outside of the Philippines. And when the four of us huddled together at the end of it, when the four of us huddled together to discuss what had happened, they were really upset. Their voices were shaking. There were tears in their eyes. They were really upset, never having been assaulted like this. They've never been assaulted like this. And what was, how can I put this? So the client and I, when we were addressing this with them in our call, we had it was a video call. He and I were smiling, and we were smiling and talking about it, just because we're so accustomed to being assaulted like this that when it happened, we're like, you know what? It's like, oh, come on, man. Like, what are you guys doing here? Like, just like, what the hell is this, man? Like, for us, it's just like, it didn't upset me. It annoyed me and it irritated me. And yeah, I guess okay, did it upset me? Yeah, I guess it did. But I wasn't affected like the two virtual assistants were. So that conversation is really what has stuck with me since everything that has happened, because after we had the call, I had to talk to them some more, because they support my friend's business, Andres, but they work for me. Like they're VAs in my agency, so I'm also responsible to them for their well-being, to make sure that, as a company, like what is my position on this, like what the heck's going on, like. So I had to have that conversation with them. And it's like, it reminded me of talking to my children when they were young, right? Now, my VAs are older, they're adults. But talking to them about this racism, it was like talking to my children all over again, trying to explain to them that when you are associating with Black people, okay, you need to understand that associating yourselves with Black people, when you are living in Canada or the United States, you have to understand that there's going to be people, and they're usually white people. Now, it's not always white people, but it usually is, and it often is, right? That because you are associating yourself with Black people, you are going to be subjected to the same racial attacks that we have to endure. They're like, what do you mean? I said, if you live in Canada or the United States and you're not Black and you have a friend who is Black, then you are associated as being part of them. So you get to feel the heat and the brunt of whatever racial attacks that would be coming my way, or my client's way, or anybody else who's Black. So for you, for example, Andres, Latino, you're hanging out with me at the club, someone starts, hurling racial insults at all the Black guys in the group. You might be the only one there that's not, but you get to be a part of that too. You one of us now, so you get to be the one to have to answer, are you an N lover? Oh, look, you're an N lover. You know what that is, right? An N lover, right? So this is what it is. So I had to explain to my VAs what an N lover was, a Negro lover. They're like, what? And I'm like, yeah. They're like, and it was just silence. They were just sitting there. They were silent there. They weren't even talking. And I'm like, girls, I'm really sorry that this happened and that you are subjected to this. But all that, so then I asked them, I said, did you learn in school about slavery and the African slaves in America and all this? And they're like, yeah, we learned about it and we heard about it and we saw stuff in the news, but we never like thought it was like that. I'm like, oh no, it's like that. It's like that. And you just now, because you are associating with Black people, now you get to taste a little bit of it. So in the end, we all decided as a group that we're not going to let this stop us from what we're doing, and it's just for whatever, backward never. Just like Jimmy Cliff, the artist, said. And they said, you know what, we can we just stop talking about it? I said, yes, we can stop talking about it, but there's one more thing that you also need to know. Okay, and it's this: we don't ever have to talk about this again. And if we're never faced with this again, then great. But please understand that I don't get to do that. You get to do that because you're not black. Steve and I, the client, when we wake up tomorrow, we can't wash our skin off and change our hair, right? So please understand that.